Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery 2024 ATA show in St. Louis. I am here at the QuivAR booth with Matt Gross. And Matt, QuivAR is a very unique product, especially for me. I'll let you describe it.
Sure. Yeah, so QuivAR is an app that uses augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and LiDAR to essentially track your arrows and do specialty target placement and shot analysis.
So run through what this thing does. Essentially what it's doing is it allows you to practice on a target, 3D, 2D, whatever, and see what your arrow's doing in the hunting realm. Where is it going? What vital organs is it hitting?
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to create an app and a technology that uses your real arrows, your real bows, and your real target to be able to practice exactly like you'll hunt or maybe even just target shooting. So I can give you a demo. Yes. So I've got my, in this case I'm using an iPad, but of course it's developed for an iPhone. Just the iPad's nicer viewing. And using object recognition or artificial intelligence, this is going to determine that that's a whitetail, and it popped up the whitetail anatomy there. And you can see I can remove various features of the whitetail anatomy. I just took the skeleton off, I can take the lungs off, take the other off, so you can see the heart floating there in space. But what's even more important than that is our other part of the patent pending technology is the ability to scan the arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and hit scan arrow. And I'll do it from this side. And what you can see now is that actually placed, as we described it, as the vector of that arrow in 3D space through this animal. And what's neat about that is you don't have to sit here and argue with your buddies of who got the better shot. You can actually go up and look directly in there. Oh, that's a double lung. And in the 3D world, this would actually be a non-scoreable shot. But if you're hunting and looking for shot placement, now all of a sudden you know that's a really good scoreable shot. And that's just an example in a 3D target. We can do that with, say, a bear, an elk, maybe an exotic species that you want to take to learn the various shot placements.
So like you were saying, so for this arrow, technically that would be non-scoreable in 3D competition, but you may want to know, hey, okay, I only care about hunting. I don't care what the score is. Is that a lethal shot? With your app there, you can determine, yeah, that is a lethal shot.
Correct. Yeah, and we can actually score on the surface, say IBO rings too. The system will acknowledge those as scoreable rings, and you could score on the surface. But what's fun is we've developed a scoring algorithm to score on internal anatomy. So now you can get 10 points for hitting the heart, 5 points for hitting the lung, and you just walk up. It's a quick scan and give you all that data.
Awesome. Well, I think we have a 2D target over here that it also works on. Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, I'll demo that on my phone here. So the goal of making this work for 2D targets is that not everyone has a 3D target sitting around, and if you do, you might only have one or two. With the ability of doing this on a 2D target, you can make essentially any surface, any target into a 3D shootable object. So in this case, we've taken and we've put in the anatomy of this deer, and you can see as you move around, the anatomy stays where it's supposed to be located. And again, we could scan our arrow and determine shot placement on that. So this sort of brings your backyard into the ability of having any species, any animal for practicing your shots.
Now we're going to come over here to Levi Perigo, because Levi, then you have an application which Lancaster Archery, we're big into target archery. So this one, tell us what it's going to do for you and how it works.
So absolutely, it's the same application. And since we can do arrow detection, we can track the number of shots you shoot in a year, your average group size, if you're getting better or worse, depending on changing different arrows, changing your fletchings. But in a 2D screen, you can see that we can check the vector of this arrow. And so you can see it's measuring distance from center, and it is 10.8 centimeters from the center of that target. And in our full featured app, we can do a scan of the target, and it'll say there's 6 arrows in there. Here's the average group size. And since our AI engine can detect this, we can know the actual scoring of the overall arrow group.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool there. And as you mentioned, you can, so this one would score 5. with your application there, you can build that in there and have it identify that as a file.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just really excited about being able to detect multiple arrows, and we're eliminating the amount of time it takes to score and get a magnifying glass out. With a quick scan, our LiDAR engine is going to detect all of the arrows and we can immediately point out a score. One thing we haven't mentioned is the social media aspect of it.
Okay, yeah.
So we want it to be fun, and so we've developed challenges that you can do between friends across the country. I can say, hey, I shot the hard at 90 yards. Can you do that as well? And so we want to bring kind of the archery community together and bring different challenges that we can do. And every other sporting industry has this, right? And we kind of want to do what Topgolf did to golf, what Strava did to cycling and running. Being able to track all this data, right? We want to show that hunters are athletes too, right? We want to be able to analyze this data, and at the end of the day, how do we become a better archer? And being able to track that with data is going to help improve that.
Strava, that's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one where you're just tracking your cycling routes or running routes or whatever. So this is an app. So where are people going to find it?
So right now there's a free demo app in the Apple App Store, and it's going to just demonstrate our main technologies of being able to place an AR object. In the demo app, it's going to be an apple, and so you'll scan a QR code. You can get those printed on our website, and then you scan that QR code with your phone. An apple will pop up, and you can place that somewhere in the target. Then you go back, you shoot your bow, and the arrow will impact the target, go up and scan it, and then the arrow will be detected, and it'll show how far you were from hitting that apple.
All right, and the website is
QuivAR.app, and it's QuivAR to show our augmented reality.
All right, guys. Hey, we certainly appreciate your time. You never know what you're going to find at ATA show, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, here at ATA 2024. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.